Morning. I'm Pat Lynch from the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston. We've done many clinical trials and other clinical investigations of patients with familial polyposis. And in the course of doing that, we've found that it's very, very difficult to accurately measure the polyp burden. This is especially important in clinical trials, but also important in routine clinical investigation. Studies in the past have tried to quantify polyps by looking at a small area of interest, or to do a qualitative evaluation of pre and post treatments, such as with chemopreventive agents. We were conducting a chemoprevention trial utilizing a COX-2 inhibitor and found that our existing measures just were not sufficing. So working with our statisticians, we actually developed a web-based program for loading videos of entire colonoscopy evaluations, and we're able to review in the comfort of our offices the video footage from these, and using essentially an electronic abacus, sort of similar to a cell counter, we were able to count polyps in real time as the colonoscopy video was running. Now, we grouped polyps by size into various bins by polyp diameter, very arbitrarily. Polyps less than 2 millimeters, 2 to 4, and greater than 4 millimeters. And we simply tapped out the number of polyps of a particular size range as the video was being recorded. And then the statistician reviewed these findings, mainly with the endpoint of evaluating inter-observer agreement in polyp counts. What we found was endoscopists showed a very high degree of agreement in total polyp counting, with the surgeon a bit of an outlier. What we also found was that weighting polyps by polyp diameter provided a more accurate measure, at least in terms of agreement between observers in counting total polyp burden. So crude counts of polyps showed generally good agreement, but further weighing the polyp counts by polyp diameter provided a more accurate measure. We think this will be important in going forward, both in terms of clinical trials to more accurately measure the response to newer interventions such as with chemopreventive drugs, but also hopefully to allow a more accurate staging system for clinicians to communicate with each other regarding the true severity of polyp burden in patients with familial polyposis. We would like to think that a similar web-based approach in which videos are collected for independent review by reviewers could be used in other settings as well.
Thank you.